Hi there, I'm Stephy Steph, this is Bobby, and together we are Between Two Teeth.
We are Between Two Teeth, that's right.
Welcome. We've got another special guest, President-elect candidate Dr. Brett Kessler. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Stephy Steph.
We have some questions for you today. We're going to start off, what does the future of the ADA look like to you?
So, I live in the realm of anything is possible, and I'm trying to see the ADA as its best self, and we look at the core values of the ADA, the mission and the vision, where every dentist feels supported and is successful, and we're improving the lives and the health of our communities. Everything we are doing now is gearing towards that.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a really exciting time. A lot of new initiatives that are going to be coming down the pike. So.
Yeah. How do you help every dentist feel supported? Because I know, here well-being, wellness has been a big theme. We heard Constance Wu yesterday talk about challenges that she felt because she didn't feel supported.
She was phenomenal.
How do you make people feel supported?
First of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's lots of dentists that are struggling, personally. They're struggling with their businesses. A lot of the pressures that we have in our business lead to that struggle, and we make sure that everybody knows that resources are available for them, and things like we're doing together with the lowering the stigma initiatives, making it okay to seek help and not have to worry about retribution from your state boards and licensing.
I think that's, you said it's okay to seek help. One of the coolest things about the ADA ambassador, or the wellness hub over there, is that we have people speaking to, and you just did this at the Wellbeing Summit, the first ADA Wellbeing Summit that we've had, where the biggest message was, it is okay not to be okay. So can you continue to speak on that a little bit more?
Yeah, and I was so grateful that there were resources available when I hit my bottom in the late 90s, early in my career. And unfortunately, though, I got in trouble for it from my licensing board, and just because I sought help. And so it's really important that these resources are available and it's safe, and especially since COVID, it's really, I want to say pandemic. I don't know if I want to say pandemic, but there's a pandemic of mental illness going on right now. And there's been way too many suicides in our profession in the last year. I know of 10 at least. So.
Yeah, and we were talking about this morning, and I know Constance spoke on this a little bit, but just kind of when people start, especially with social media, kind of piling on, I mean, how important is it to you to have that internal motivation, that internal positive talk?
I think what I love most about what Constance said was she turned off social media for a while.
Yes.
And because it's not real. And
Yeah.
people would never tell or say things like that on that they do on social media to your faces.
No, they would not.
And so, recognize what it is. It's a network opportunity for people to come together. And if you're not in a supportive environment in that community, go to a different community.
I think you said it best. Absolutely. Can you talk on what is it to you to have the right people in your community?
People that.
That's a good question.
That is a
Thank
good
you,
question.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate
Sorry, I
it.
just had to add that.
Yeah,
Sometimes I
good
add
deal.
in. But
Hey,
it really is. Community.
positivity, I love it.
Yes, there we
Yeah,
go.
building each
Having
other
the
up.
right people.
I think people, are attracted to other people because they share the similar values. And, and another thing is I look for people who are inspiring to me. And, in every relationship I'm in, I want that relationship to make my world bigger. And there's lots of relationships where it makes your world smaller. That's not a relationship I want to be in.
Oh, I love that. And we had a couple of guests on earlier today. We were talking about who we surround ourselves with, who brings energy into us and who takes energy from us. So I love that. Bob, do you have a follow-up question?
I do. We are so thankful that all of the candidates agreed to come on and
Yes.
talk so that non-delegates could kind of hear their story and hear their plan. So we certainly appreciate that. What best qualities do you bring to the table? You're running for president-elect of the American Dental Association. What are you bringing to the table?
I think first of all of the candidates are amazing, and they all come with really strong experience and leadership skills. From me personally, I've practiced as, I started a practice from scratch in a fee-for-service setting. I've been an employee dentist in a small group setting. I've been an educator. I've had, like I said, I hit my bottom early in my career, so I've had a lot of, issues where organized dentistry really, I saw the value for organized dentistry. And when I hit my bottom, I realized that I could be anything I wanted in the world. So I just launched into a leadership continuum to grow my leadership skills, and because I saw that having a voice and good skills, you can get a lot more done as a convener of good ideas and an encourager of good ideas. So that's where I think my strengths are. I look through the lenses of my own core values, courage, integrity, humanity, humility, and I can't remember my last one, but those four.
Those are a lot of good things.
And so part of my recovery is that I did a lot of self-reflection, and so I can understand who I am and how I can be a maximum impact to the world.
Oh wow! How important is it for dentists to be seen, for a human to be seen and heard?
I think that's the bane of our existence.
Yeah.
We all want to have a niche in the world and contribute in some way.
One of the things that was striking about what Constance Wu was talking about, she talked about making a scene in life and how she wasn't seen until she started to have big emotions. Do you think big emotions are important?
I talk about wellness a lot, and one of the things I talk about is emotional wellness, and I have learned to feel my emotions to the fullest extent, no matter what they are,
right,
and not stuff them.
Yeah.
And I hope that I encourage others to do the same.
Yeah.
Because it's such an integral part of the wellness continuum.
I heard somebody say something recently with the dawn of artificial intelligence that we need to more and more lean into the things that make us most human.
Yeah. Well, I think AI could really help with that, actually. I'm sorry, we're going to say something.
No, I'm impressed again.
I'm laughing at Bobby.
I get excited by questions. So how's AI going to help with emotion? I don't like emotion. We talk about that a bunch on prior.
I love emotion.
I'm not emotional until I'm
it.
really emotional.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe.
Talk about AI with
we're already using AI in so many aspects of our life. Okay, we've got Siri. We've got Hey Google, I don't know what it's called. We've got Alexa, and and it makes my life easier just by being one less thing I have to think about. It's a resource that I use every day, and in the dental world, I have a whole vision for what AI can do. I mean, we're using it clinically, helping us read radiographs and caries detection, periodontal bone loss, and things like that. But it could be the ultimate dental assistant for us, as far as a practice assistant. I could go into a room and have a headphone, and the AI said, remember, this is such and such patient. We did a filling on her last year. The family went to Disney World. They've got 3 kids, and and then you're prepared to to talk to that patient, without having to read it in the chart, because I write it in the chart right now.
Yeah.
And then the AI could be listening to our conversation, and it could be writing our chart notes while we're doing that, making my life much easier and allowing me to just focus on practice and focusing on the relationships, which are the best part of being a dentist.
No, I mean, that's amazing, because as we move through the world, I'm listening to new dentists who are still in dental school who are getting a lot of this AI background before they're even out of dental school. That's exciting,
right,
because you have to keep up a little bit more as the world keeps changing, and it's an exponential curve.
Yeah.
And so I love that you're talking about that change.
The future is now, science fiction is now science.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
My pre-dental son, who was here at the conference, all he talked about was AI in this spot here.
Really?
So it obviously is a big thing.
And that's a shout out to our wonderful ADA team for bringing in some of the AI technology just to get exposure so dentists can learn, we can learn together as a community.
Yeah.
Kind of as we wrap up, what does community mean to you?
It's awesome. I'm here in Orlando running for ADA president-elect, and it's so great. My community has supported me throughout this year and beyond, and throws wind into my sails and gives me energy. So.
And speaking of that community, I'm looking out, I'm seeing a lot of smiling faces here right at you. This is definitely part of your community. We've got a lot of supporters for our candidates, and that's what, I mean, that's Bobby, that's what we do what we do. We love
that's
connecting.
why we appreciate you guys coming on, everyone getting a message out. The clock's a little off, so I have a different one right here.
Okay.
But we want to keep everything fair for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you coming in and talking about your why for this. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the opportunity.
Big round of applause.
Thank you.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so